To your front side.
Chris Green, 29, advertising executive in New York City. I've been skiing, snowboarding, about 7. Backcountry started.
Gold bar, keep the nethers clean and clear.
I'm in for the ride, fellas.
Whoa, Rod. Giving it real.
And they're gonna hike out, we're gonna ride out.
Backcountry all the way from this point out.
Backcountry riding, it's a whole different experience. You get in a car with a bunch of your friends, leave Friday night, you get there late, and you're waking up at the crack of dawn the next day.
I think backcountry adds an aspect of challenge, of physical activity that resort snowboarding cannot.
As I got introduced to the notion of backcountry riding, hiking up and coming back down, it's a full day of activity, great scenery, good rides, some new terrain too. Most of the time on the mountain rides, I was looking for trees and off the beaten path anyway. So this is a way for me to just do it the whole time. Of course, the other appeal is that it's not nearly as costly. But for me, it's more about having more activity for the day and more adventure out of the whole experience.
And with backcountry now picking up on the East Coast, starting to get a lot more of a trend going. A lot of people in these towns know these mountains that you can just hike up a small footpath. And you just break off into the woods somewhere and you just hit an open snowfield, ride straight down.
The backcountry mountaineering trips are really a different kind of day out on the hill, and you have to think about them a little differently, especially if you're used to riding at resorts a lot. Resorts, you get a ton of rides. You stand a lot in line, but you also get more trips up the hill, and you actually snowboard or ski more, whatever you're doing. The days on the hill when you're hiking up and riding out, it's more of a day out. You have to think of it as part mountaineering, and the snowboarding or the skiing down is kind of the frosting on the cake. It's got its own risks and its own benefits. The risks are, you're in usually remote places where there's a lack of emergency resources, unlike resorts where if you crash,
Hit a tree.
facing a lot of challenges with your body. They're usually pretty tough hikes up the hill, so you sweat a lot. Hydration's a factor.
Well, that's it. We're out of water.
And you're also battling elements. So you have the dangers of avalanche, falling ice, and also just your kind of orienteering. You need to make sure you know where you're going, you have the right resources out there when you're with you when you're there.
You see this dotted line?
Yeah,
So we're right like here.
I think that makes sense.
That's about right.
Yeah.
So that you don't end up at 5 o'clock freezing, digging yourself into the side of a hill, into a snowdrift, trying to eat beef jerky until it gets light again. So, you know, these risks are all very real. What happened to our friend Sean this season proves it. Well, this is my first day home. I've been in the hospital for 2 months. I had 5 surgeries and just trying to recoup. I can't walk yet. I'm pushing my doctor to give me okay to walk, but looks like we're not close to that. But I'm stoked. I'm going to be back next year. I'll be riding, and I'm going to be back in the woods and pushing the envelope.
No vacancy.
Looks like Whitesnake just played there, yeah. Great white, whatever.
Great white.
We got to do mountains in Massachusetts this year. Mount Greylock, for example. Shorter hike, but one of the best runs we did all season, so the best snow we had all season. We got to New Hampshire twice, once to Tuckerton earlier in the year to do Mount Usalak, the longest of the 4 hikes and ride outs that we did.
I think I had you set at about 0 and 1, and actually about 5 degrees and about 15 degrees, or just slightly less than 15 on the other.
We made this find tonight up here at the Hannafors supermarket. It's Tuckerman's Pale Ale, which is a local brew.
You always drink the local beer when you're in town.
That's the rule of thumb.
Apparently, this is to keep me hydrated on the way up. Last time I used 2 big red Gatorade bottles, which was not nearly as convenient, as I had to stop and decommission all my gear and then take a sip and put it back on. It was more a pain in my ass than Gatorade, but this way it'll be a little bit easier. Over my shoulder. If I meet any cuties on the hill, I can offer them some fine spirits.
How come I don't have it on net?
Look at this. Gold bond, keep the nethers clean and clear.
California.
This is defenseless against Tuckerman's, though, I think.
Velocity that thieves are.
Does anybody want some coffee?
I don't
back down.
I mean, with big meat, hot tamales, granola bars, beans. I wonder real quick, you grab about 3 weeks and shit. Apparently, the closer you get to extreme sports, the closer you get to extreme water. Carabiner on top. Not only actually seeming like a pretty good drink, but economical decision considering the carabiner costs as much as this drink would, and it's free on top. Tabasco Slim Jims, string cheese, Rice Krispie treats, ham and cheese, red hot chips. There's a lot of things when not a naturalist, safe, good for the body. Here, maps. Waterproof paper again? Adventure paper. Fantastic. Yeah, the but we gotta make a call when we hit top of Tuckerman's ravine because all the weather, climate, everything comes over the top of the mountain, so it could get pretty hairy at that point. But it should be a pretty nice hike up until then. So, goal is to come down and feel a little bit better after a long hike. We have the actual brew from the mountain streams. It's a celebratory beer. Celebratory beers. After the hero shots at the top, this is celebratory beers. Keep them cold in the snow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now witnessing the dopest DJ on the planet.
Top of the right gully, pretty steep pitch here. We had to cut steps with the ice axes most of the way up because of the conditions and the ice and the pitch. So we're gonna take the board off now, strap it on, and go back down the way we came up.
Got a little ledge here for ourselves to put on the board. As you can tell by my positioning, not the easiest thing to fall in on. It's about 60 degrees up this side. This is a virgin board, new bindings, and I've not tried either. As you may just see me turn into a ball of dust.
Yeah, well, we're looking off the snow, both sideways. Pretty classic conditions for this time of year. So we're going to start with the slope. Good day. No injuries. Didn't quite make it all the way up to the top of Mount Washington, but it's something we can leave for next time out. People come here and do this mountain for, their whole lives. They come and do it 30, 40, 50 times, so we can keep taking stabs at it. How'd you guys do?
On with Tuckerman's, boy.
It's on.
Time for a little beverage, a little relaxation.
Time to
Long drive home with the snow.
Time to have a tasty beverage and a small sit.
Not even frozen.